graveyard crew comes through your receiver. You are looking at freestyle on a station that's Fever. Gravediggaz 94 European tour. Rugged and raw. If you want more, pick up the album in your store. Ha! Yeah.
Wir sind jetzt mit Gravediggaz im Studio, die Jungs sind gerade hier reingeschneit, sind gerade auf Tour mit Ice Cube und Gangster. Meine erste Frage, I'm starting to speak in English now. My first question is like, people are already starting about this horror image, you know, do you have anything, you know, like deeper in this horror image, or is it something that the audience started, or is it something that comes from you?
Actually, it's something that comes from society. You know, living in the States, we see horror practically every day. I'm sure you see some types of horror over here also, but we try to parallel like the fictional horror with the real life horror. I mean, for example, in our video Diary of a Madman, you have a young woman being stalked by a young male that's, you know, I guess gonna come after and push her off onto the train, which is like a real live horror, which in some cases we do have in the States, in New York. And then the other fictional horrors that we have in the video, or like, you know, like the creature looking people with the blood and stuff and the makeup in the face and all of that. So we kind of parallel the two to create like a more intensified horror situation, which I'm sure Poetic might want to add on to that. Oh, thank you. I think I did my job. There you go.
So what's the main message you try to spread in your text?
Well, see, we don't want to come across like there's a specific message. The thing is, the reason why we call ourselves Gravediggaz first is because we walk around areas like in the States, or I guess it's all over the world, where people are just mentally dead, unaware of their own self. Because of lack of knowing themselves, they could do dumb things like put themselves in death traps and you know, commit suicide. That's, you know, a couple of the titles that we deal with. Or they start experimenting with drugs and tripping. You know what I'm saying? So we explore it from that angle. And anywhere that there's dead people, it's a graveyard. So if we walk around and see mentally dead people, to us, the world is our graveyard. You know what I'm saying? If we say one thing that will enable you to rise above that grave, that mental deadness that you're in, then we've just, in essence, become Gravediggaz. And
So you think that
that's what we are.
You think that basically that they don't think enough, so you want them to think more about their lives?
Well, think, reflect, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? When you listen to the tracks, we specifically made it that it's more than just superficial. I mean, there are people out there that's gonna like the beats, you know what I'm saying, by The Undertaker. You know what I'm saying? We have cuts by Fruit Corn, some myself, some this other producer, Mr. Simon, and of course Risen R&S. You know, there's always people that's gonna like the beats, there's people that's gonna like the styles, there's people that's gonna like the lyrics, and then there's gonna be that handful that can catch the buried treasure. You know what I'm saying? Which buried treasure, you have to dig for it. You see what I'm saying? Beyond all the styles and the words and all that, there's little messages in there that you could pick up if you so choose to do so. But it all involves a thinking process. You're not getting nothing for free. You know what I'm saying? It's there. If you want the entertainment, then you got the entertainment. We got that covered. You know what I'm saying? If you want the jewels and you ready to make an effort for it, then you're gonna catch that too. It's right there for you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, wir versuchen jetzt die Jewels auszugraben, wenn wir nämlich die Jungs hier im Studio live performen sehen.
Yeah, this is going out to Ham Cologne. Hold on. Grim Reap is on the microphone. I'ma send this out to Cologne. Without any further ado, I bring to you now the graveyard cool. So just spoon lip, competition ain't shit. Faking the funk like silicone tits. Never won't the level of the skill of a champion. Fools I like the buffalo bill, they come close, but can't win or do a damn thing. I'm merciless like Ming. As I get the wreck off
If I navigate a course like Chekhov's off MCs, you better step off. Will a villain ever learn? I'm killing like a mad germ. I burn MCs like a bad perm. Do not turn, cause I got you on my infrared. Whips are dead, I pop them like a pimple's head. I get up and get down like I was gravity. Cause pains like cavity, they collect a salary. Foes with little or no skills, I kill 'em. My shows are ill, I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. You're alone, the night is dark, you feel fear. You're lost, cold and confused, uttering prayers, afraid of the beast that stalked the earth. You're praying to Jesus, your cross don't work. I seen your type before, read all the laws, scared to go to war. Timid and frail, blind faith got your geese. You scorn the truth and adorn your beliefs. Are you aware, son? It's nowhere to hide, it's nowhere to run. Run comes with a dangerous tongue. I'm out of control, like young kids with guns. Words that's stored in the murderous thoughts. My profile is nasty as Max reports. I bust your amp like a rusty clamp of nothing. I come and give you something now. The G to the R to the A to the V-E digger. Don't even consider running up in my section of the grave, acting brave. You're hung like bats in a cave. Undertakers on the 1 and the 2. Gatekeep from the graveyard crew. Not in view is the resurrector. Coming to you live in your sector. Yeah, danger, danger. Yeah, the graveyard chamber. Danger, 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 danger. Enter the graveyard chamber. Danger, danger, it's major. Yeah, one more before we out. Everyone is gonna die, face the fact. Why deny? Armageddon is coming with the twinkle of an eye. The helter-skelter effect is gonna melt your cipher. Men are shit in their pants like a diaper. Wipe your tears for your son, Mom. Cause Vietnam is sorta like a high school prom. Compared to the type of destruction they got in production. Your life will be worth less than dust and ashes to cover the earth with no radiation alert. The ozone layer is gonna burst. Zombies and melanin men both will perish. They'll feel the power of the sun and can't fear it. Here was a grim tale between life and death as a thin veil. Each man fails to come quick. Reality slips and the dream overtakes them. Only a trip to the grave will await them. G to the R to the A to the B. E to the T to the I to the G. G to the A to the zigzag Z. Grave digger, nigga, 6 feet deep. Nigga Mortis, coming to your store. Raw in September 94. On the European tour. Prince Paul, the man you adore. On the cuts. Yeah. Fatter than girls with big butts. And we out. Yeah.
Okay, Prince Paul, how do you combine the, as the fourth De La Soul member with, now you're like Gravediggaz?
That's a member.
Well, actually, I'm still part of De La Soul. This is just reflecting another side of myself, I was going through like a little depression, anger period in my music career. So I really couldn't vent those ideas through De La Soul because that's not really their style. So in order to do that, I developed a crew that went through the same things that I went through in the music industry. That being Poetic, who is now the Grim Reaper. That being Fuquan, who is now the Gatekeeper, who's part of my group Sonic before. And also Prince Rakeem, who's now the Resurrector, who unfortunately couldn't be here today. But yeah, that's how I more or less came about it. I mean, I'm still with De La Soul and I still do my own production thing, but it's just another side of the whole Prince Paul experience.
You used in Mommy Was the Gravedigger, you used the same sample. You used the same loop like in that De La Soul track.
Well, actually, the whole science behind that was that Mommy Was the Gravedigger isn't really a song. It's like a little bug out piece. It's like an interlude. I just did it because I liked the loop, and two, because that De La Soul track was a B-side. It was like a remix, and I really wanted to get that loop exposed. I like that loop a lot, so I figured what better way than do it on my own project.
Okay, so that was then, and this is now. And okay, I want to know, is that a real grown thing that we've got here, or is it kind of a new hip-hop supergroup?
Yesterday we were talking like
yeah.
hip-hop dream team or something.
Hip-hop A-team. That's kind of fly.
Yeah.
Dream team.
To say it's a supergroup or whatever, that's almost blasphemous. I mean, as far as the music industry is concerned, because I mean, here you got brothers, we were all on the same label. We all got assassinated off the same label for whatever reasons. You know what I'm saying? When we lost our life in the music business, that was our first taste of death. There was no more interviews, no more shows, no magazines calling, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? And we felt dead. If that's our livelihood, we was dead, right? And it's like we had to resurrect ourselves. But in the meantime, you know what I'm saying, doing our solo, you know, we were still all pursuing our solo careers or whatever, what have you, and running into so many obstacles. You know, obstacles like, okay, you had your chance, whatever. You know what I'm saying, now let these young kids go, or that'll never sell, or your style is this or that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And now, when we got together collectively, I started hearing all this stuff about supergroups and A-Team and this and that. You know what I'm saying? We're nothing but a bunch of outcasts and rebels that banded together and fortified something solid. You know what I'm saying? And now people see how solid we are as a group. Then they start looking at the individuals and saying, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We could have been with that, we could have been with this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just now that we have a firm, strong foundation. If you can't do it by yourself, there's nothing wrong with getting with your peers that are in the same predicament and are with the same struggle. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of like revolutionaries of the music business, always going against the grain.
Okay, by the way, Fruitcorn, is there a thing going on like a Sonic reunion or something like that in the future? I don't know, because you're together now.
Well, that don't make everything good, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you see in the future if anything happens with Stetsasonic, but for now, it's like, it's a concentration on Gravediggaz, you know what I'm saying? Because this is the place to be, you know what I'm saying? Always like the crew, you know what I'm saying? So now we hanging with the crew.
Okay. What's coming out next from the Gravediggaz? New album, new 12 inches?
Let's see, single, the album, Nigga Mortis is about to drop, you know, in your towns, you know, within the week, you know what I'm saying? Nowhere to Run, Nowhere to Hide is the single that's out, you know. Diary of a Madman, you know. Let's see, well, we can't really speak on the future because Gravediggaz is swift and changeable. You know, so who knows how our next style is gonna come.
Okay, I see. So, das nächste Ding, was wir jetzt sehen, ist Genius vom Wu-Tang Clan. I got your back.
Und das war's mit den Gravediggaz im Studio.
See you next time.